Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus. Wiley, full episode, time to get real, time to get raw. Y'all know where I'm from. Y'all know where I'm from. Y'all know where I'm from. It's over there, Compton to Columbia, right? So I done seen some gang violence, unfortunately. Well, this story kind of lands in that space, and we're going to have to walk through this. Eagles first round defensive lineman, we all know who he is, Jalen Carter, is getting criticized by social media for repping Blood Gang in video where he's in the car with his former Georgia, now Eagles teammates. Check out the video. Okay. You know, I think this is a good time for us to talk about, is this nothing, something, or everything? This is something. And let me tell you why. I don't think he's repping Blood Gang. Now, I don't act like, since I'm from Compton, I know every single gang all across America. And it was weird when the gangs were starting to take over all of America, because I thought it was just going to be a LA thing. Then you leave LA, it's just like Compton, homie. You know, DJ Quick said, you were like, damn, everybody banging. Next thing you know, you hearing dudes claim 60s, and it ain't a street that is numbered 60th in their hood. I'm like, y'all claiming a street y'all don't even live on? But that was as silly as the dudes who were claiming the neighborhood that they ain't even own. Catch that? So we all out here renting, and then some of these cats banging. I'm like, dog, we don't own none of this. Let's change our mindset. I digress. So watching that video, nothing, something, or everything. For me, something, because it's not that he's banging Blood Gang. Even though it's not gangster what he's doing, it's gang-ish. Like the whole uniform, we know what gangsters look like. At least they used to look like that. I think that kind of stopped with the Cash Money records and all that stuff was the last time we saw uniform gang looks. And then now I know real gangsters, and they wear button downs. I know real gangsters, they throw a suit on and be sitting there in the cut ready to snipe. So be careful, right? But that harsh, strict uniform of the 80s, you know, the flag out the pocket and all that in the 90s, and the bandana early 2000s, I think that's played. So I don't think this is gangster. It's gang-ish. But I do know what it is. There are two things I know this is. One is the survivor's remorse is on full display right now. This young black man who just got millions of dollars, along with his teammates who are in the car with him as well, have this survivor's remorse. And this survivor's remorse is that they not only survived whatever conditions they went through, and sometimes they didn't even go through it. I'm not certain of these guys, but sometimes people will represent the culture at large and say, I survived the black cultural experience, right? Ja Morant comes to mind, and people were talking about cats who are balling out there who are from nice neighborhoods. I wish my son MJ would try to get gangster. I'd be like, man, we grew up in Encino. We raised you in Encino. I'm from Compton, and I ain't that gangster. Yo ass gonna do it in Encino? Boy, stop. So anyway, I'm watching this, the survivor's remorse, right? I survived it, and now I'm thriving in it. But guess what? I feel like I'm leaving my people behind. I feel like I'm leaving some people behind me in terms of resources and assets. I'm up here now, they down here. Basically, real survivor's remorse. You have experienced the same thing somebody else, but you didn't have the consequences that they have, right? We're all in this together. We're all black. We're all from this neighborhood, whatever it is. My boy's in this car. And then, damn, not all of us made it like me, right? Get it. So the survivor remorse is on full display right here. Also, what comes from that, what's connected to that, is how you all of a sudden start to represent things to show that you're down, right? So gangster look, or just whatever that is, what he's doing, the costume that he's wearing, is not the same costume he will wear to sign his new deal, I would hope, right? Not the same costume he will wear to sign his endorsements, I would hope, right? So it's like, I want to be down because you know the symbolism in what you're doing right there. But we're not done. But the symbolism in this situation is to show I'm still down. I'm not going to change. I'm still down. I'm still repping. I hope you will change. I hope you are not down. I hope you are up, and I hope you do change. Because soon as you get some change, yes, I hope you do change. And it's okay once again. Just had that conversation about being selfish. It's okay to change. Anybody who tells you it's not, that's somebody you need to question. Because it's not about, oh, I'm going to act different. But with change comes different actions, correct? So you ain't got to go out there and say, oh, look at you now. Oh, you completing your sentences now. You're talking proper now. Oh, you ain't dressing gangster no more. Like what? The changes you're going to make are all going to be good changes if you accept your new affluence and accept your new level of professionalism that's expected and responsibility, right? I don't know the statistics, but guys who try to rep the streets, and Tupac comes to mind, obviously, like he wanted to be the symbol of going through it, right? The outcomes aren't so positive for those guys versus the people who want to rep something else that's more responsible. You get it? It's that simple. But here's the real issue with that. Forget all the gang stuff and stuff, because I don't really think he out there gangster and all that. Let's stop. He was driving distracted. Even though it looks slow, even though it looks like in traffic, and even though I am no angel behind the wheel, even though I have a Tesla and it drives itself. But the point is, come on, man, Jalen Carter, you ain't learned yet. Already on probation from the incident that happened that killed 2 people where they were racing and driving recklessly earlier this year. We remember, right? So driving distracted, come on, man. Your team, I don't think your team is even going to trip on the gangster stuff. They're going to say, hey, man, whatever that is, just cease that. Like, keep that behind you. But this driving distracted, reminding people of why there were criticisms and issues even drafting you and why you slid, if you want to call it that, in the draft. Come on, man. You're on probation for the incident. And at that time, 2 people died. One of them was intoxicated. And on top of that, driving 104 miles an hour and you racing them and they die. I ain't say you killed them, but people are saying you killed them in part because you out there racing and that's the consequence. Once again, survivor's remorse. You catching this? So my thing to him is, man, forget all that blood gang and sorry for those who lost their life when you were driving recklessly and racing them and their blood alcohol level. Forget all that blood stuff. Forget all this gang stuff. Get into the ball because your issues right now seem to be behind the wheel. And it seems to be the choices that you're making now, once again, behind the wheel. So, man, leave all that stuff alone and behind you. People always used to come and clown me. Oh, man, but I've always been this way. So it wasn't like I changed. They just thought that now, oh, since I made it, that I wouldn't care to give them some change. And I always said, dog, you ain't going to twist me mentally in terms of making me think you more important than me. You know, repping this city and this street is more important than me and my legacy. Like, cause I gotta have this legacy anywhere, right? So you gotta know that balancing act between, oh yeah, I'm always here. I'm always thorough. I'm always on my square. But at the same time, I'm trying to build these squares brick by brick. So man, Jalen Carter, so far a rocky start to this professional career off the field. Looks like a baller, looks like it's going to translate to the NFL level, but let's hope things like this don't come and undermine him.